Hey, everybody. Just a quick note before the normally scheduled episode. This episode is late because both me and Chaotic were sick for a bit, but it's out now. Also, we will be taking a break for the rest of December, and we shall be back January 1st just to get some R&R in and recharge. We'll see you back in January. Enjoy the episode. Hello, welcome to the Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem podcast. I'm Silver, and our local ghost host with the most. They're ghosting me now.
I am indeed a ghost. I'm not here. What did we say my name was? Ghostly?
Ghastly? Gastotically?
I don't like that one.
Well, that was whatever last week's episode was, so you can pick a new name.
I don't know. I'm your ghost host, Chaotic. We're here. We're vibing. Chaotic's brain's too tired to come up with creative things.
We are covering a monster from Korean folklore and mythology.
Mm-hmm.
The Dokkaebi.
Oh. I like the name.
Dokkaebis are Korean goblins. Dokkaebi pretty much means goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you know much about them? Have you heard of them?
No. Other than when you stopped into my work and told me what we were doing, I have never heard of them.
Yeah, they're in a lot of Korean-based media like manhwas and Korean animes. And Dokkaebis are Korean goblins. They are natural spirits, so they're not really from people or made from people, really.
Mm-hmm.
They happen to form when inanimate objects like an old broom or some of those sort of discarded household tool, rakes, shovels, whisk.
Okay. What an odd, trigger.
When those things are discarded, they kind of form into dokkaebis, which is a lot of Asian folklore of old objects having their own kind of spirit to them. Another way they form is with objects, but they're stained in human blood.
How specific? So here's a question. This is how they form, right? So they're not the ones staining them with human blood. It's like if a human kills another human and then throws that knife away and it's stained in human blood.
Yes.
Then these things form?
Yep.
Okay.
Or you get into an accident and it happens to be covered in blood. They could form that way. There's a third way, but we'll get to that in the story time today. So dokkaebis are not inherently good or evil either. They're pretty much neutral. Some are more mischievous than others, and some are actually helpful. And they take on a variety of sizes and shapes, and they look different depending on what kind of dokkaebi they're classified into. There's not really a lot of classification details on the dokkaebi. It's just humans in their habit of classifying things have put them into 11 categories.
11? Is that what you just said?
Yes.
11 categories.
Uh-huh.
Okay, continue.
So I'm going to probably mispronounce some of these words as they are Korean. And I apologize ahead of time. But the categories are the Chom Dokkaebi, which is like a mischievous Dokkaebi. There's the gay Dokkaebi, which is an evil Dokkaebi, and that's Gae. Gakski Dokkaebi. They are known to attract humans to them. There's the Go Dokkaebi, which is Dokkaebi known to be good with handling weapons. The Kim Sobong Dokkaebi, which is a dumb Dokkaebi, and it looks like a farmer.
Farmerist, but all right.
There's the Nat Dokkaebi, which appear during the daytime and are known to give out Dokkaebi Gamtus to humans.
Nat Dokkaebi?
Yes.
Is that okay? All right.
I'll get to what the Dokkaebi Gamtus is here in a second. But the other two last ones are the Odari Dokkaebi, which is a one-legged Dokkaebi that likes to play Caesarium, which is like Korean wrestling. And the Onun Dokkaebi, which is a one-eyed Dokkaebi that likes to eat a lot.
That's mine. That's what I am. That's what I'd be.
Nah. You got two eyes.
I can just close one and then eat a lot.
That's cheating.
Wow. There was no rules here. There was no inserted rule. I was not informed of things I am and am not allowed to do.
So the Dokkaebis, those are kind of the categories that the humans have separated Dokkaebis into, and they kind of vary in, like I said, how they look. But it is said throughout all the years, there is two things that always remain true for every Dokkaebi image. And that is that they always look fearsome and awe-inspiring.
How can you be both?
How can you not?
No, fearsome's like run the fuck away, danger, stranger danger, get the fuck out of there. And then awe-inspiring's like, wow, this looks so cool. So
Yeah,
I guess simultaneous. Oh, so I'm sorry, we're just explaining what monster fuckers do. So
yeah.
They're both scary and people want to do them. Got it.
It's that fight or flight, and their fighting is not really much of a...
They fight naked.
Yeah. And they're usually wearing like a traditional Korean garb.
Mm.
I did not write down what the garb is called in my notes, but they also have two magic items with them.
Mm-hmm.
One, like I mentioned before, is the Dokkaebi Gamtu,
Mm-hmm.
which is a hat that grants the wearer invisibility. And then the second one is a club called a Dokkaebi Bangmangi. It's kind of like the Dokkaebi's magic wand. So it's both a club and it's used to summon objects. But those are the two main magical objects that the Dokkaebi usually carry with them and humans can use. But along with that, depending on the area you're in, when a Dokkaebi appears in front of you, it's usually in a pillar of blue flame or a bright light, and this is called Dokkaebi fire. It is also believed that Dokkaebis have immense supernatural powers where they can bring good luck and good harvest, big catches to humans. So some people do rituals and dance to try and bring Dokkaebis to them. And others think that they're the cause of fires and contagious diseases, so they do rituals to send them away. But they're both.
Oh, it was lovely the way you said that. But they're both. It was like a dun 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 situation. But they're both.
You don't know which one you're drawing in. You don't know which one you're sending away. Because there are as many different personalities of Dokkaebis as there is people. A lot of the myths involving Dokkaebis are them trying to block your path. Like, they're kind of like the troll under the bridge. Sometimes they wait under there, then they stop you from crossing. And the only way to get them to let you cross is to wrestle them.
Why is it always wrestling? Why is it always wrestling? Why does there always have to be some kind of tango?
I don't know.
Like, why are the Kappas trying to gator roll my ass? Why is there wrestling? Why does everything got to be like, for what?
And it's usually the one-legged one that's trying to wrestle you.
Which is the one that likes it. It's the one that's good at wrestling with one leg.
Technical difficulties over, and we are back.
Hello, we've returned. For now.
It's a Dokkaebi. They're playing tricks on us.
True. They know we're talking shit.
First, it was your camera fading in and out. Now it's your mic disconnecting.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't want me to tell you the weakness of the Dokkaebi. That's what it was. In order to defeat the Dokkaebi in wrestling, you gotta take advantage of its right side, because that is the side that is always missing the leg. So you gotta take advantage of that side or sweep the leg.
Sweep the leg. That would be fucking hilarious. I don't know if I'd land it, but that would be my ultimate goal, is just to sweep that fucking leg.
It'd be funny. So, well, that's kind of all there really is on Dokkaebi. But I do have a story.
Tell me about it. I want to hear it.
This is one of the more well-known stories, as a lot of people retell it. So, there's this old hermit man living alone by himself when he hears a knock on the door, and he goes to answer it, and it's a Dokkaebi there to prank him, mischievise him, do all the Dokkaebi things. But to the surprise of the Dokkaebi, the old man is not afraid of him. The old man offers him some alcohol, and they sit, they eat, they have a chat, and they become friends, this old man and this Dokkaebi. But as time went on and the Dokkaebi kept coming by for visits and hanging out with the old man, one day the old man decided to go down to the river and bathe and get clean. He looked at his reflection and can see that his face has changed to that of his friend the Dokkaebi, as he is slowly starting to turn into a Dokkaebi.
Is it a sickness? Can you catch it like a virus?
Apparently so. The third way for Dokkaebi to form is to just hang out with them enough.
Okay, so do not befriend a Dokkaebi. Got it.
As this old man seen that he was turning into a Dokkaebi, during the next meeting with his friend, the Dokkaebi, he's like, "Hey, what's your biggest fear?" And the Dokkaebi's, "I'm afraid of blood. Can't stand it." Dokkaebi asks the old man, "What's your biggest fear?" The old man says, "Oh, my biggest fear? It's money. I'm terrified of this stuff. That's why I'm out here by myself, all alone. I can't stand money and things." So the Dokkaebi leaves for the day, and the old man goes out to his lonely cow he has out in his barn, slaughters it and fills a bucket full of blood, waits for the Dokkaebi to come back. As the Dokkaebi makes his rounds again and comes to visit his friend, the old man throws the bucket of blood on him, which terrifies the Dokkaebi, enrages him, and says, "You have betrayed me, and now I shall throw your biggest fear on you." So the Dokkaebi leaves and comes back the next day and buries this man in money. And the old man pretends to be afraid of all the cash and riches. Then the Dokkaebi leaves. Now the old man, and they say he never comes back, and the old man wasn't taking no chances, so he took all his money and ran.
This is the smartest old man in the world. Like, that man knew what he was doing. He was prepared for this. Wow. Bravo. Bravo.
When anybody asks what you're afraid of, always say money.
Money. Terrified of it. Dollar bills, y'all.
Okay. So that was the story. The Dokkaebi are in more modern media, though,
Uh-huh.
quite a bit. There has been at least 3 different K-pop groups that make songs involving Dokkaebi. There is Ace, CLC, and Stray Kids. All have songs related to Dokkaebi. CLC's is Hobgoblin. Ace is Goblin Favorite Boy. And Stray Kids is called Thunderous. There is also a South Korean cable TV show about it. It's called Guardians, Some Lonely and Great God, which I guess has, from what I understand about what I heard of it, is there's 2 Dokkaebi in this show. One's a good Dokkaebi and one's a bad Dokkaebi. And they're trying to just counteract each other while trying to earn favor from people. So it's kind of like, I think it might be like, what's that one show that Loki likes?
Good Omens.
Good Omens, but with Dokkaebi.
The Dokkaebi just sound like they're just chaotic.
Pretty much.
They just thrive on the chaos, because why not?
They're goblins. There's a novel, also a webtoons called Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. It has Dokkaebi in it, kind of as the antagonist, which I've been reading since it came out in 2018, and I do recommend if you have time to read on webtoons. There's also a Dokkaebi in Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, or Mickey Mouse Funhouse. It's called, the episode it's in is called Halt Tiger, and in that episode, Daisy is playing around with a Dokkaebi, and it doesn't want to sleep when she wants to sleep, doesn't want to eat when she's hungry because she's having too much fun playing. And she ends up being turned into a tiger.
What's the name of the episode?
Halt Tiger. It's on YouTube. It's like a 5-minute little short episode. It has a kitsune in it.
Huh. They look like little assholes. I love the kitsune. She's very cute. The Dokkaebi's like not letting her chill the fuck out. That's hilarious, and she even calls it a Dokkaebi. That's very interesting. I had no idea that Mickey Mouse Funhouse even existed. I'm gonna be so honest.
I think it's fairly new. It's not like the old Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, which is
No,
older.
it's Funhouse, and it's for Disney Junior exclusively.
That's why I haven't seen it. I guess Disney Plus might have it. And there's one more media that I'd like to say, and that is a upcoming video game that features creatures called Dokkaebis. It's a creature collecting video game, so it's kind of like Power World and Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And his name is Dokkaebi.
Instead of Dokkaebi, Dokkaebi. It sounds like a rapper.
Yeah, I'll send you the link to the trailer. It does look pretty good. It's an open world creature collector. It was announced back in 2019, 2018, 2021. And it's supposed to be out sometime at the end of this year. But it looks fairly good. It's like a little mime cat.
And she's collecting Dokkaebis.
Yes.
That's what these are, is the different kinds of Dokkaebis.
Yeah.
They're very cute. It looks extremely cute.
I know it does. It looks like you can change your outfits and everything in it too.
Yeah, there's lots of different characters.
Uh-huh.
Lots of different outfits. Even the Dokkaebis look like they have customization.
And the different ways of travel I've seen on it, between like cars and jet skis and
The skateboard.
skateboard. Yeah.
Yeah, she turned into a car, and they're just running after you the whole time.
Uh-huh. I love when games give you multiple ways to travel.
It's always great. Yeah, it's the way I've seen 3 different types of these bears with gloves on now. And they fight it. How neat! It does look good. I would play it. Everything looks super freaking cute. She's Ghostbuster vacuuming it. Please.
It's made by South Korean video game developer Pearl Abyss. But that was my list of media. I'm sure they're in different other sorts of like K-dramas and folkloric bedtime stories for kids.
Yeah. Yeah, and like being there, like living in that culture, obviously, I'm sure there's lots more mention of them than we would be able to even know.
Especially since they vary in appearance, so they can show up as anything, like in Dokkaebi.
Yeah, for sure.
Would you like to move on to media or mayhem?
Yeah. These little fucks are chaotic.
Yeah.
But I'd like to think that if it's like Dokkaebi and they were like just a bunch of them out in the world, that we could eventually like Pokemon-esque them bitches.
With enough alcohol, we could probably,
You right.
like the one guy in the story, become friends.
But then we'll turn into one.
Yeah. But if everybody's one, is anybody
True.
one?
True.
Maybe we're already all Dokkaebis.
True. We're getting too deep.
I like that they have their clubs or magic wands so they can beat you and summon magic stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, here, let me whoop your ass while I'm Wingardium Leviosaing.
So they can, when they bang their clubs, they can make like meat and food come out of the ground. So as they're beating you, food's just flying everywhere.
Cloudy the chance of meatballs.
There's a leak in the boat.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, they'd be chaotic, a mess.
Yeah, they would. I feel like they would definitely bring mayhem to everyday society. Especially if there was a lot of them.
Yeah. Would we put them in a school anywhere? Being more humanoid creature?
I mean, they could all go various places. The one could be a wrestling coach.
Yeah.
It kind of depends.
Gate guard. Guards the gate by wrestling them.
Yeah. There's a lot they could do, technically.
I like wrestling coach, him and the Kappa. Except the Kappa is sumo and this one's Caesarea. Which are similar but different.
Just different styles.
Yeah. It's like WWE and MMA. So with that, I guess we'll wrap things up. Thank you to our patrons of Mondi, Ruby, Mage, and no news from me. Any chaotic news?
Coming up on Christmas Day, I'm going to be a part of a holiday raid-a-thon. I'll be streaming from 6 to 10 for anyone who doesn't have any family they hang out with on the holidays or, anything like that. If you just want somewhere to vibe, if you just want to not be alone in your own mind, I will be live during those times. It's a raid-a-thon, so we will possibly be raiding into someone else when we are done, and or we may be the end because I'm like the only person who signed up that late. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that. I know it's a little ways away. We also have we also have a bird coming into town in like 2-ish weeks. So we'll probably have like a bird guest a couple times during December when we record, because she'll be here. So we might hear some background birding. I'm trying to get used. It's really hard because I'm working retail and school right now, and retail takes all my energy out of me. So I haven't been able to write anything for In Case the Monsters Break Glass, and I apologize for that to everybody. I'm trying to get used to stuff so I can do it more. If it's something you guys are really enjoying, let me know. Oh, also, Bird and I's Vela book. I have not announced this anywhere else. I'll go ahead and announce it here. Bird and I's Vela book. They're shutting down Kindle Vela. So we will no longer have a Vela book published. We will probably take the time and officially publish Crimson Vows at some point. But it is up until, I think it was like February of next year that they're taking it down. So you can read what we have up right now for now until February of next year if you want to do that. It's Crimson Vows on Kindle Vela. So we will not be able to publish to that anymore. They are shutting that down. So please read what we have and enjoy it. Leave comments, rate it, give us some hype. Makes us feel good, makes us feel excited about our book that will be coming out soon. So, but yeah, that's all the news I have.
Well, with that, Chaotic's recorded outro.
Thank you for listening to the Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem podcast. Silver and Kaotic take you into the depth of the lore and discuss how these legends could affect modern-day society. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or almost any podcast service easiest to you. Dive into the depths of chaos with us every Wednesday, bar Silver and Kaotic not missing their scheduling, and consider joining the podcast Discord or Twitter, following even more insider looks and even some D&D sessions. If you'd like some extra special inside looks or even want to be a guest on the show, consider helping us via Patreon. Your help makes such a big difference to us both. Until next time, Mythics, you never know what kind of mayhem you might get into.